Traveling Pills.
So we're in the holiday spirit because
Yeah.
it's the holiday
It's
season.
the end of the year.
Yeah, so it's
And we figured we'd do some holiday episodes. So here we are.
Yeah, because Christmas is just as spooky apparently as
Yes.
Halloween.
Yes, from what we've learned in our research, it is
Yeah.
just as spooky as Halloween.
Yeah, later this month you'll get a little bit of Christmas lore from us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we spent the afternoon doing some Christmassy New York City things.
Yeah, I know. I even wore my plaid red flannel.
Yes.
And it ended up being like a 65-degree day, so I was a little
know.
hot.
Yeah. I feel like that has been kind of the running theme of like whenever we go out and do things is it's like unseasonably warm still.
Yeah. And I'm like, but it's November.
And it's not that we haven't gotten cold days so far.
No, we've definitely gotten we had 2 days last week where the kids went off in winter jackets. It was cold.
Yeah, like I am looking at my winter coat. It's out because when I walk the dog at night, it's been cold.
But this weekend's been warm. When we were
so warm.
Up in Sleepy Hollow, it was a warm weekend too.
Yeah, that was warm.
But yeah, so no, we went out on an adventure.
Yes.
To, was it Gramercy Park area?
Yeah, it's kind of Union Square, Gramercy Park.
Yeah. And we went to the famous Pete's Tavern.
Yeah, which has been around forever.
Forever. It is said to be like the oldest operating pub bar in New York City. And has a bunch of history, which I'll get into it. But it was, they decorate for Christmas, and that's like what they're known for. But they decorate starting November 1st.
Yes.
So it was decked out.
That's what I love about this place. It's so Christmassy. It's like the string lights just back and forth across the ceiling, and just like every
the garland, the gnomes
has something Christmas on it.
Yeah, it was so the little gnomes on top of all of the different booths.
Yeah,
it was so cute. And even outside they had like the giant blow up Santa and snowman on the roof of the building.
Yeah.
And they had the garland outside, and we did not make a reservation. We probably should have.
Yeah.
We got very lucky when we got there and they were able to sit us. But by the time we were done, had we gotten there then without a reservation, I don't think we would have gotten a table.
Yeah.
So,
and pro tip, December's already booked.
Yeah.
And go early. Like if you want to just kind of, we got there like still like early afternoon.
It was like 1:30.
Yeah. And they open at like 11.
Yeah.
If you're coming into New York to do all the Christmassy things, which I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Definitely stop there, but you are packed in like sardines.
100%. I mean, where we were sitting was fine. It wasn't
once you're in your seat, you're good.
Yeah.
Unless you're like going to hang out at the bar, then you're like 3 deep at the bar.
I know. I like how we were like, should we get another drink? Well, if we pass the bar and there's an opening, then it was meant to be. Oh my God, we could barely get past the bar.
It was
so I was like,
literally 3 to 4 deep.
Let's go back to Brooklyn.
Yeah. We like wandered through. They had it was Saturday, so they had the Union Square Green Market.
Yeah,
going.
that was fun.
So that's cute.
The holiday market isn't up yet in November, or at least early November. It didn't seem to be.
So I thought I had read that it was supposed to go up this weekend, but maybe it was just that they were going to do the Green Market this weekend and then set up the following week.
That would make sense.
Yeah. But it's they open pretty early. There's several. The Union Square one is right by Pete's.
Okay.
So that's a good one.
Yeah, it was nice.
And then, so the Christmas markets that they set up, though, they do like kind of build structures. So everybody has their little structured stand.
Okay.
Like where all the like green market was set up, those instead of tents become little structures.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and then Herald Square does one, and somewhere down, down Seaport Village does one too.
Okay.
But yeah, they're up the entire month of December, and I thought they went up this weekend, but maybe it's next weekend.
Oh. So we might have missed it.
Yeah.
But definitely check that out.
But definitely,
if you're in Tavern.
Yeah, and you're in the neighborhood for Christmas.
Go check out the market.
Yeah, the market's really fun and cute.
And also, granted, it's just going to get crazier in December because it is so popular. But it's probably a less crazy area than going to Broadway.
Yes.
In December.
Yes.
Or
Rockefeller. Yeah, Rockefeller Center with a tree. Yeah, it's definitely, that area is a little bit, it's still going to be busy, especially if you go on the weekend.
But it's not as
crazy.
Busy. Yeah, it's not as crazy. So if you're like me who doesn't like crowds, it might be the better option.
Yeah, instead of trying to like brave the Herald Square with the tree.
I have done Rockefeller Center in November, not December, but it was still crazy. I have done Broadway in December, and I remember I had gone with my friend Noel. We were going to see La Cage aux Folles.
Oh, nice.
And I like literally had to like grab onto him at one point because like you were walking like this through crowds, and I was like, I'm gonna lose you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's like December in the city.
Yeah. So if you don't like that, go do this instead.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be a little crowded, but not
quite the same. Not as
massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, overall it was good. The food was good.
Yeah, the food was really good.
We got these zucchini chips that were delicious with the aioli. And we got some sliders. We got some sliders. What the heck? We got some sliders to share. Those were really good too.
Delicious. Yeah, like really, because you're obviously going there for like the decorations, and the atmosphere, and, like, it's the oldest place,
the history.
But surprisingly, the food it was
good.
Up. Like it was really good. Yeah.
And the drinks were good. I got
and they were strong too.
Oh my god, yeah, they were. I got a was it a mule Negroni?
Negroni, yeah.
Negroni. I always say that wrong.
Yeah, that was really good. And then I got like a spicy mule.
Yeah. So definitely recommend.
Yeah.
The food, the atmosphere. Our waitress was very attentive.
Yes.
She was very good at
She was very sweet. She was also like 85 years old.
I know.
I feel like the staff there tends to like lean on the older side. Like they're kind of like that old school, which I kind of love, but I'm also just like, oh, this is such a hard job.
Yeah. But she was super sweet.
She was very sweet.
It was funny though, because like we're saying, like you're very like sardined into your corner.
Yeah.
And so her head would just pop around our booth, like, do you need anything? Yeah. Another drink?
Yeah.
Can I get you something?
Yeah, you just like.
And I was like, you're adorable. I would like you to go sit down and have a cup of coffee because I feel like you need a break.
Right.
But then there was that other young waiter who came in later, who you and I both looked at each other and were like, he can't be 21. Yeah. There's no way he's 21.
Like, he's serving alcohol, so he is.
He is, but
oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
He was a baby. But yeah, no, overall, I would definitely, like, go check out Pete's Tavern. Yeah. Like, it's cute, the food's good.
Be prepared for a line or try to get a reservation, except you can't in December.
No, not in December. They have brunch, lunch menu, dinner menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any other time of year, it's probably easier to get in.
Yeah.
Probably in the evening hour, you're still going to want to make a reservation just because it is, like I said, the oldest operating restaurant and bar in New York. So there's a lot of history there. A lot of celebrities have gone.
Yeah, all over. They have, it's one of those restaurants that has all the 8x10s with like the celebrities with the owners and waiters and like just plastered
everywhere. Yeah. So I would say no matter what time of year, you're probably in the evening hour going to want to make a reservation.
Yeah.
But definitely for like the end of November, December, you're going to want it like even at 11 in the morning when they open up.
Yeah,
like,
you're going to want to get there early.
Yeah.
Or just be prepared to wait. Just know that that's what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's lots to do. So if you have to wait, like I don't know what their wait system is. Maybe they do like the text messaging or something.
Yeah,
so
probably.
You might be able to walk around the area. But yeah, I definitely recommend. We really enjoyed it. We had a nice time.
Yeah, it's really cute. It just like puts you in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, which was nice. It was like we're not decorating till next weekend, but it was nice even like showing up at your house. And I was like, oh, your decorations are up.
Yeah. I used to be the person who was like, you can't do Christmas until after Thanksgiving. And then, honestly, after COVID, I was like, screw it.
Yeah, who made these rules?
These rules are dumb. I want some Christmas lights up.
I want that. Was it, Lance Bass has, like, different seasonal Christmas trees. Oh my God. He has, like, Halloween trees.
I love that. That's amazing.
And I don't know if they go right into Christmas in November or if they become like a turkey tree. I have to look now. I'll have to look on his page.
Yeah, that's funny.
But he has like seasonal holiday trees. I know.
I want to do that.
I want to do that now.
Right.
I don't think Tim would go for it, but I want to do it.
I love it. I mean, I've seen the Halloween tree trend, and I think it's adorable.
Yes.
So
I remember my my niece. I don't remember what was going on. It might have been right. It might have been when her grandfather got diagnosed with cancer. But, anyways, they put the tree up in the house, and she made it like in September. It was like a sunflower tree, and it had like sunflowers all over it.
Cute.
And then October it became like a Halloween tree, like up and then like she changed it out through December, which was like really sweet.
That's cute.
I don't think she does it anymore, but I was like, I think it was really cute. It was super cute. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. But anyways, so Pete's Tavern. So I've got some like interesting history.
Okay.
And I kind of did a little bit of a bonus because right there, which we went and saw, and I absolutely say you're in the area, so go look.
Yeah.
Was where the Tammany Hall was.
Right.
And so I did a little small dive into that and Boss Tweed.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because that Tammany Hall building, like, if you're, like, you're all bound to walk by it, like, if you're going to Pete's. It's such a cool building. It's like that big glass dome.
So cool. And is like the most fanciest PetCo I've ever seen now.
Oh my God.
Like we took some pictures. It is hilarious.
It's
like
the nicest PetCo
but like
I've
hilarious
ever seen.
in like a, because I even said this, like, could you imagine Boss Tweed like walking up to this now?
Yeah.
Where they used to have all these political meetings, and now it's a fancy PetCo.
Yeah, you're like something is.
There was a vet, there was a kitchen, there was a grooming area, there was a self-washing grooming area.
Yeah. And then like a full PetCo.
Yeah, a full PetCo
with all
the animals.
Yeah.
We were checking out the geckos.
Yes.
Those were kind of the chameleon. That was actually kind of cute.
Yeah.
I would allow that in my house. I will allow that in my house. No snakes. We don't do snakes.
No.
In the words of Indiana, I don't do snakes. But yeah, so I have got stuff on Pete's Tavern and then just like a little blurb on Tammany Hall because I felt like they tied together.
Cool.
So, as I was saying earlier, though, it is New York City's oldest continually operating restaurant and bar.
Okay.
The building itself was built in 1851.
Wow.
And was originally a hotel. It was the Portman Hotel.
Oh, okay.
And downstairs on the main floor was like a grocery and grog.
Okay.
So like a little shop and get a drink kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And that was established in 1864.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, so originally it was a hotel, then they had that downstairs. And it was in 1899 that the hotel was bought by two brothers, Tom and John Healy, and it became the Healy's Cafe.
Oh, okay.
So the hotel stables were converted into a proper dining room, and the Healy brothers started offering meal service.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah. Bar patrons entered through the door on Irving Place, while the dining room patrons would enter through the door on the East 18th Street, which we saw that. There were two entries. I brought this up yesterday, and it's in my notes, but part of the other reason for that was because it was very not socially acceptable for a woman to walk through the bar. And they wanted to be able to still serve women and have them be able to come for lunch. And so they had the two entries. So, like, there was the bar side where, like, the men would be and whatnot. But then a lady could still come and have a meal and not have to go through all of that.
Which you still, it still has that kind of floor plan.
Yeah. It still has the bar section and then the restaurants. It said in 1922 it was sold to Peter DeBellis, and thus the name Pete's Tavern has remained ever since. So more than 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long run.
Long run.
Especially in New York City. I mean, we do have staple places that just like that last forever, and then they become like institutions, so they stay.
Yeah.
But when you think of the turnover of restaurants in big cities, like that's such an accomplishment.
Since 1922.
That's amazing.
And like that's coming off of and during, right? Because when did the Prohibition end? I have it in my notes. I want to say it was 1933. Okay,
I was going to
So they came into it while it was during the Prohibition.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, it had to be a period in there where they couldn't serve alcohol or operate. But I'll get into that because there's more to that. But so 1922. This is actually really cool. All of this is really cool. But the 40-foot rosewood bar with the tin ceiling and tiled floor is an original fixture.
Oh,
so
cool.
It is from 1864.
That is cool.
Isn't that so cool? And that bar is gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
It's a beautiful bar.
Yeah.
So that is well over 100 years, that bar.
And I was commenting on the tin ceiling, too.
Yeah.
That's really
cool.
So
from 1864.
That's cool.
And the second booth in the bar section, so we walked past those, was where William Sidney Porter, or as his pen name, O. Henry, wrote The Gift of the Magpie. Or not Magpie, oh my God, I should know this as an English literature major. Gift of the Magi.
Yes.
In 1903.
Oh.
When it was still Healy's Cafe.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
That's really cool.
So then in the 20s, during the Prohibition, and Pete's Tavern was the favorite bar of the famously corrupt political club members of Tammany Hall. And I'll get into that more later on. But that's why I was like, well, we're going to have to bring the Tammany Hall in here. The most famous member was that of William Boss Tweed. Yeah. It is rumored that Tammany officials conspired with the restaurant to keep the bar open despite national-wide ban on such establishments. I mean, it's walking distance.
It's so like a block and a half away.
It was where they would go all the time. So, and I got a photo of this photo. It was disguised as a florist adorned with fresh flowers, signs outside inviting passers-by in, enticed to purchase orchids, roses, violets, and gardenias from the fake store.
That's adorable.
So it was set up as a speakeasy. Patrons would enter.
Adorable as a florist shop.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the cutest thing.
Yeah. Patrons would enter through the side door in what is now the first dining room, which is where we were eating.
Yes, yeah.
Would signal and give the password and then be escorted through a dummy refrigerator door. And we should have looked for them yesterday, but we didn't have time. The hinges are still there.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Like the hinges from the dummy refrigerator door are still there.
That's cool.
The Prohibition was repealed in 1933 and the floor signs came down and, look, Pete's is right there, ready to go.
This bar that's been there the whole time.
It was never operating at all, and it wasn't being fueled by mobster politicians. Both the dining rooms still remain in the exact same condition as they've been for the last 2 centuries. The outdoor cafe is one of the oldest original outdoor cafes in the whole city and dates back to the 50s when the European tradition of dining al fresco became popular in New York, which I didn't know.
I didn't either.
I didn't know that. So that was like a fun,
That's cool. They do have a really nice, large outdoor...
They do.
Eating area.
They have a very nice outdoor. They even have, a covered area for days when it's, raining.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's heaters as it gets colder.
Yeah, I don't know if they put out those, yeah.
But, yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know that. But now I know that started, in the 50s.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to dive a little bit into Tammany Hall.
Okay.
Just because I don't know how many people really... I didn't know. I knew of Boss Tweed.
Right.
But, I didn't know of the society or how much hand they had on the political parties.
Oh, yeah.
So it is very interesting. So it says Tammany Hall was a New York City political organization that endured for nearly 2 centuries. Formed in 1789 in the opposition to the Federalist Party, its leadership often mirrored that of local Democratic parties. Although its popularity stemmed from a willingness to help the city's poor and immigrant population, Tammany Hall became known for the charges of corruption levied by William M. Boss Tweed. Its power waned during the tenure of New York City's Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia, and the organization was rendered extinct after John V. Lindsay took office. So
yeah, it was back in the days where like mobsters were government officials and like running all the prohibition speakeasies and
as I've read, like they did do a lot of good things. They helped a lot of good with a lot of good things, especially the immigration population and getting jobs and helping the poor. But they also like embezzled millions of dollars.
I was going to say they were it was kind of like the Wild West. It was kind of like Robin Hood, like stealing from the rich to give to the poor. Sort of like, not necessarily legal. But, you know, and they're mobsters, so that's questionable behavior. But doing good for the people.
It says the powerful democratic machine, Tammany Hall, was actually a hall located at Frankfurt and Nassau Street near City Hall, built in 1811. The new headquarters, which is where we were, so the once benign social organization morphed into an influential and often ruthless group with political objectives.
Yeah, that's when, like, that era when all those mobsters, like, came in and, like, running the underground speakeasies and...
Yeah, well, and like I said, it's rumored that they had their hand in Pete's being open all that time, because that's where they would go hang out and have a drink. Let's see what else we've got in my notes. So, you know, it talks about, like, helping a lot with the poor and immigration. But then it goes on to say they also served as an engine for the infamous Boss Tweed.
Right.
You cannot understand New York without understanding the most corrupt politician, William Boss Tweed, a larger-than-life personality with lofty ambitions to steal millions of dollars from the city. With the help of the Tweed Ring, oh my God, my speech impediment just then, Tweed Ring, the former chairmaker had complete control over the city, what was being built, how much it was going to cost, and who was being paid. So the building that we saw yesterday, the new Tammany Hall, was being built between 1861 and 1871. And the original cost of the project was $250,000. Because of corruption and money moving around, $7 million is what it cost the city.
That's a difference in change, especially back then.
Yeah. So, like, did he do good things? Yes. He built the courthouse. He built the Tweed building. He was the reason New York has a Department of Education.
Oh my God.
He helped immigrants. You know, he did a lot of good, but he also embezzled a lot of, I mean, $7 million.
He was still a mobster.
He was still a mobster. So with that being said, you know, you can walk right there if you want to go see what is now the most crazy PetCo I've ever seen.
Honestly, like, it's kind of worth just walking in because you're just like, what planet am I on?
Right?
This is the PetCo.
And especially, like, with me walking, like, you're walking in blind because I did all the history, and we like to not, like, let each other see that stuff. Not that you couldn't have gone and looked at it, but we like being surprised.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking in being like, oh my God, like, this is where, like, all this political stuff happened.
Yeah, like, major.
And now there's, like, a vet and a kitchen for your dog or cat, and there's a grooming station, and I'm just like...
Dogs just
like I said
around.
earlier, could you imagine, like, the Tweed Ring and Boss Tweed walking in there now being like, what?
Where am I?
Where am I? And it's known that his ghost still hangs out there. There and Tweed Courthouse, which we didn't go to because it was like, it's on the other side of the city. And it would have taken us forever to get there yesterday. But like his ghost is known to appear in both locations, especially at night.
Yeah.
He likes to like wander around.
Yeah. I'd be really curious. We were talking about this, like at both Tammany Hall and PetCo now. And Pete's, like the people who work there, like closing at night, like if they've ever like experienced anything.
I bet you they have.
Yeah.
I think so. And then over at Pete's Tavern, O. Henry's ghost is known to like hang out in his old booth. Mm-hmm. And also Ludwig Bemelins, he wrote the first Madeline book.
Oh.
And it was written, it's said that the first book was written there. So his ghost too, on occasion, has visited and been seen by patrons and workers. And then just to be like honest in general, like it was hard me like trying to figure out like ghost hauntings. Like I did so many deep dives like looking. But like let's throw it out there, is it haunted or is it us?
Exactly.
Like this building, it's a very old building. It has a lot of history. It has had authors, celebrities, many a person coming through it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of has that Ghost of Christmas Past feel.
Yeah, it really
like,
does.
I'm leaning on, like, yes, okay, I did find a few things, but I definitely think the place is haunted.
Yeah.
And honestly, Tammany Hall is probably haunted too.
No.
Like,
I feel like Tammany Hall, you'd have a harder time just because it's been so remodeled.
So, like, you'd have to be there at night.
Yeah.
When everyone has left.
Yes.
To probably actually acknowledge if something was going on. I think even if there was something going on during the day, with how many people were in there.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't have noticed. No.
But I feel like Pete's, because you're stepping back in time when you go in there.
Yeah.
And you're also stepping into like a Christmas wonderland. So it kind of is like transporting. So you definitely get that feel of like, oh, this place could definitely be haunted.
Absolutely. Like I do and I don't want to be there late at night or first thing in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when there's nobody else in there and you can hear glasses clinking or doors swinging or I can only imagine. Like, I mean, the bar's been there since, what did I say, 1864?
Yeah.
So I'm going with haunted.
Yeah. I think it's haunted.
But, besides the authors of ghosts sitting in their old booths.
Right.
So, well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
As always, we are the Traveling Ghouls.
So, hitchhiking ghosts beware.